This year, TAG Heuer celebrates the 60th anniversary of the Carrera, and today we take a closer look at the very cool Carrera Chronograph Glassbox. The Carrera Chronograph was first introduced in 1963, although its roots go back even further than that. A decade earlier, Heuer introduced the 404 series, a chronograph that already showed the telltale signs of what would become the Carrera. With this watch in mind, TAG Heuer, grandson of the brand's founder Eduard Heuer, set out to create a watch that was as legible as possible and integrated with the company's racing stopwatch legacy. He would name it after the grueling Carrera Panamericana, a legendary road race held in Mexico between 1950 and 1954. This event attracted the biggest names in racing, such as Piero Taruffi and Juan Manuel Fangio. Naming the watch after such a prolific race was a stroke of marketing genius, one TAG Heuer would repeat with the Monaco a couple of years later. The Carrera collection would be launched with reference 2447, a rather minimalistic manually wound chronograph. It had a simple dial, baton hour markers, a sloped seconds track and 2 or 3 register chronograph displays. The case was 36mm in diameter and had faceted lugs, a design element still present in today's Carrera. If you want to know more about the full history of the Carrera collection, I suggest checking out our previous video. Today we're zooming in on the new Carrera Chronograph Glassbox, and specifically the one with the Reverse Panda dial. This takes inspiration from early Carrera models fitted with acrylic crystals called hesselite. These crystals had a very strong curved or domed outer profile, granting the watches the nickname Glassbox. From the outside in, this new Glassbox has a 39mm wide case that comes in at 14mm in height, including the crystal. The lug-to-lug dimension is 46mm, which makes it a very good fit on the wrist. The case is brushed on the sides with a polished finish on the top surfaces. The lugs are faceted, of course, in the typical Carrera style. On the right hand side, the crown is flanked by 2 classical pump-style pushers for the chronograph. And with no real bezel, there's 0 distractions from the very cool Reverse Panda dial. This shows an incredible depth with a domed sapphire crystal running all the way to the edge of the case and over the curved tachymeter flange. The polished indices cut into the sloped outer ring, further enhancing the 3D effect. The curvature of the crystal also distorts the view of the dial when angled, which adds even more drama to the experience. Providing a very strong contrast and keeping in spirit with the Carrera's origins, the watch has a black dial with silver azurage subdials. These have a raised outer ring and circular grooves in the middle. The running seconds display is at 6, with the chronograph 30 minutes and 12-hour counters at 3 and 9. Time is indicated with rhodium-plated and faceted hour and minute hands with beige superluminova inserts. And now, before I go into any further detail regarding the dial, there is one element that will surely split opinions: the date. Positioned at noon, it's overlapped by the chronograph seconds hand when it's not running. It may be a nuisance to some, but it does add character and balance to the dial. And personally, I did not mind it one bit during my time with the watch. Flipping the watch over shows you the caliber TH20-00, TAG Heuer's own automatic integrated chronograph. This has a column wheel and vertical clutch for sharp activation of the chronograph. The movement runs at a rate of 28,800 beats per minute and has a very comfortable power reserve of 80 hours. The finishing is crisp and modern with various types of brushing on the plates and bridges and the TAG Heuer shield-shaped central rotor. The watch comes on a supple, perforated black leather strap with a steel folding clasp. And while it does its job and lets you seamlessly adjust the length, it could have been done a bit better. It's not bad, it's just not as good as my personal TAG Heuer Monaco uses, or even older versions of this style folding clasp feel like. Nevertheless, the watch itself was an absolute winner. It's not limited, it looks amazing, it uses solid mechanics and above all is available. The watch retails for €6,500 including taxes, which is not exactly cheap, but it's also not overly expensive. This and its blue sibling are designed with vintage Carreras in mind and executed to modern standards. And to me, they will surely win over many hearts. Thank you very much for watching, and for more watch reviews check out the Monochrome YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next one.